I could be wrong, but I think there are a lot of gamers out there who hear the phrase point-and-click adventure and they just roll their eyes. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of people out there who love these games, but for the rest of us, you hear that phrase and you just think of tedious gameplay. You know, how do I take this item across the game map and combine it with this object or this other item to make something happen? And, you know, it's a miracle that we were able to finish a lot of these games without a guide back then. But, you know, Bulb Boy is different. Bulb Boy is able to take this genre, turn it on its head with some fun and fast gameplay, and it has this really kooky, crazy, gross art style. It's pretty cool and it's pretty unique. Bulb Boy was developed by Bulbware, and the game is available on many platforms, but I reviewed it on the Nintendo Switch. In the game, you play as little Bulb Boy, who has a light bulb for a head. Yeah, I'm not sure why either, but let's just go with it. He heads to bed one night only to wake up and find that his grandpa, who looks to be an old oil lamp, and his strange flying dog have vanished. Oh, and not to mention, there's these disgusting monsters all over the place too. We can't really leave that out now, can we? So Bulb Boy sets out on a very creepy, gruesome, sickly adventure to find his family and put an end to these violent, disgusting monsters. As mentioned, yes, Bulb Boy is a point-and-click adventure, but at times it's also a light platformer, and it even throws in mini-games every now and then to change things up. The game is paced brilliantly, wherein that it's divided up by rooms. Rooms consist of literal rooms inside Bulb Boy's house or even under the ocean. This game goes places. But in each room, the object is to escape to the next room and keep moving until you find Grandpa and your dog. Just like in a normal point-and-click adventure, you have items to find and collect, and then you must use these items to escape. What makes it work so well is that each room will only contain items needed to escape that particular room. There is no way to bring any of these items you've collected to any other parts of the game. So you won't have to worry about those tedious moments like in older point-and-click games where you have to attach a golden chicken to a balloon to turn on the fireplace to grab the fire poker and turn on the windmill. Ugh. Another thing that Bulb Boy has that other point-and-click games don't usually have are boss battles. Every so often you'll stumble into a room and have to destroy one of the many monsters you'll encounter. The way the game goes about having you take these gruesome bosses out is often very puzzle involved, but also feels like a boss fight as you are usually dodging them to stay alive. This sort of approach really makes it a fresh and fast-paced story adventure. It's also a very gruesome and gross story adventure. I'm not going to pull any punches here. Bulb Boy is absolutely disgusting and scary. I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll run into characters with controllable snot, characters made of poo, and even characters with their organs hanging out. The weirdest thing about the aesthetic, though, is that it's also somehow cute. To explain the look of the game is to say that it's like Ren and Stimpy being drawn by David Lynch. This is like if Eraserhead was cute and also had poop in it. Which it might. I haven't seen Eraserhead in a long time. There may have been some poop in it. But it's not cute poop. I can assure you that. And did I say poop? Yes, there's poop. Lots and lots of poop. And of course, other bodily fluids too. This sort of style in a game doesn't really bother me, and actually, I like it. I think it's funny and cool. But it might bother others, so be warned that you will see some pretty messed up cartoon characters in this game. But don't worry, there's no nudity. Being a linear adventure, the game moves quick. I doubt you'll find yourself stuck on too many of the challenges, as the game feels like it's pushing you to move on and unfold more of Bulb Boy's adventure. However, if you do find yourself in that situation, the game is more than happy to help with a nice hint system. I like the hint system in this game because it's very unobtrusive and it uses symbols to show what you need to look for. In fact, the whole game uses symbols for everything. There is no text except for the title of the game on the title screen, and there isn't any talking except for some mumbling and laughing here and there. The game is built to be completely independent from text and speech. However, the characters are really able to convey their feelings through facial expressions. If a character is mad, you'll know it, and when Bulb Boy is scared, you'll feel it. I think this was a great choice considering the style of the game. Included with these symbols is what I call the cannot control symbol. This pops up a lot during the game, and this symbol bothered me a little while I played. This pops up during cinematics and times when the game is trying to show you something, so control is taken away from you. If during these moments you hit a button or try to control Bulb Boy, the symbol pops up and it's very big and bulky and it stands out. I'm sure that's kind of the point so you know what's going on and it doesn't ruin the game or anything, but I feel like it's very distracting to the aesthetic of the game. I think in this case, just letterboxing and or zooming in on the action on screen would have been a better choice to tell the player, hey, just watch this part. The game also has an awesome checkpointing system that is very generous with saving your progress after every new item is found or a new room is visited. If you ever find yourself in a predicament with a boss character where they're taking you out a lot, you'll start where you left off, which is really helpful. While I've never experienced slowdown during the game on the Switch, it did sometimes chunk up and skip a little as it auto-saved my progress. You'll know the game is about to save when you feel a slight pause and sometimes a little set of skips in the action. This didn't happen all the time and it didn't inhibit anything important I was doing, but it was definitely noticeable. Now, I also thought it was important to mention that there was one specific instance in the game where I was very puzzled as to what to do next. I was in this certain room, and I used the hint system, and I put 2 and 2 together only to find that you're supposed to control another character while also controlling Bulb Boy at the same time. This was pretty confusing, as you didn't do anything like this until this section of the game, and the game doesn't really explain it to you. Even when using the hint system, it didn't let me know that I needed to take control of a second character. It just shows symbols of what needs to happen. Again, this didn't ruin the game or anything, but I feel like a little bit more guidance here would have been helpful. Now, Bulb Boy is a bite-sized game that took me about 2 hours to complete, but to be honest, I felt like this was the perfect length to enjoy the game. It feels like a quick cartoon episode of a game. The only problem is, I wish there was another episode to play. I want another episode of Bulb Boy. This will probably be a game that I replay when Halloween rolls around this year because it's a short game and it's very unique and spooky. I hope the folks at Bulbware are able to return to this series at some point in the future because I really enjoyed my time in Bulb Boy's little messed up world and I'd like to visit again. Bulb Boy makes point-and-click adventure games fun for me again, and it added in a dash of twisted storytelling and art that you don't see too often these days. Again, Bulb Boy, it's a very fun and unique game. Check it out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to check out some of the other GGRC episodes. And if you're feeling a little retro, why not jump into the Quake grave, where you can watch me play through a lot of different custom maps in Quake. Enjoy!